see what up, though.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Flexxy Brown Show. I am your host, Flexxy Brown, also known as Sheila. And today I have with me Miss Candis Carter Lewis. Is it Candis Lewis or Candis Carter Lewis?
It's Candis Lewis-Carter.
Duh, you're right.
I am
Candis Lewis-Carter. That's right. So, welcome to the Flexxy Brown Show. I'm so glad you're one of my guests here. I've been knowing you for a while. And I've seen you, I think because, we always ran the same circles because I used to post Trish and Branch that I would always see you at the Olympia and at the Arnold and then realize that you're a hometown girl. I know you live in Houston, I'm in Dallas, but to me that's a hometown girl. So I've been doing my homework on you. And I did not know that you started getting into fitness and working out at the age of 11.
Yeah, I started at a late age 11. I was involved with a track club. So mainly for like the community, the neighborhood that I grew up in Arizona, it's called the Arizona Cheetahs. And so I had a friend's mom started it. And so we kind of ran track from 11 through high school and kind of through college. So that's kind of how I started training and kind of falling in love with just being active and being an athlete.
Okay. So you started in cheer.
In track.
In track. Oh, of course. Let me tell you, because when I was looking, that is your background, because on the pictures on the website, I mean, just the track work and then shredded and then doing that. How does she hold that pose? I can't even hold it for 30 seconds. I'm looking, I'm like, how does she do that? And when you're walking, your thighs are popping, those quads are popping, those calves. You are just like genetically gifted, coupled with your workout ethics. It's amazing. So does it run in your family?
Thank you.
Your mom and your dad, are they athletic siblings?
Actually, I have two siblings that are active. My brother played football for a while, and then I had another sister that's younger than me. I have 6 sisters, so one of them were like athletic, like I was. She ran track and broke some school records and that kind of thing. But as far as my parents, not at all. They were just very maybe gifted as far as genetic wise.
Gotcha.
Very fit. My mom has 10 kids. And you cannot even tell she had 10 kids. So I think just that genetic structure and that I was, gifted with by my parents, that kind of helped out, with the hard work. So I do appreciate you saying with the hard work, because most people think you're just gifted, talented without the hard work, and it's so easy for you. You have to definitely put the work in as well.
You've got to put the work in, yes. So you are a figure competitor, but I think you said you did your first show in bikini?
Yeah, I actually started in figure first.
Okay.
And at that time, I had finished training with track out of college. So I was just kind of getting my feet wet to see what I wanted to do. And figure was the only category at that time.
Right.
And so I did it. I didn't have as much muscle. I was kind of scrawny, just all legs, nothing else, no muscle kind of definition. And then once bikini came in 2009, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
In 2010, I did I think it was 2010. I did a bikini competition and I didn't like it at all. I'm not a very girly girl, so I'm very tomboyish. And so I didn't find the bikini category to be something that I wanted to do. And then I returned back to figure and was like, you know what? I'm just going to have to build a muscle and work my way up to having the structure of a figure competitor.
Right, because figure, it's pretty much NPC and IFBB, we pride ourselves in symmetry in all categories. So even though you had the legs, you still had to build up that upper body to make it aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, definitely. And that's what I love about the figure division is because I feel like it's like a work of art, really. You have to grow the things that you need to grow or make things smaller that you need to make smaller to create this illusion that is just like a wow factor. So yeah, our sport, we kind of just nail it as far as structure wise. So I love it.
Yes. So how did you even get interested in competing?
So it's a weird story. I was out with some friends. I was in college, just out of college. And there was a girl that a friend of a friend were like, let's go celebrate. She did her first NPC show. And of course, at that moment, I knew what bodybuilding was. I seen the magazines and, the bodybuilding guys on them. So it's always like, oh my God, look at their body. So I was kind of familiar with bodybuilding. And then with her competing, we are all drinking and celebrating her first show. And she was showing me pictures. And I really fell in love with like the glam of it and putting this. Well, I think back in the day we used to use Pam, spray the body and all this kind of stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys do that. You do this and you like don't drink water for a little bit and dehydrate and then the muscles come. So I was really fascinated with that. And at that time, I was like, okay, I want to do this too. I signed up with her trainer and then did my first show like 6 weeks later.
So, how long did it take you from the time you started competing to you getting your pro card? You got your pro card in 2011. How many shows did it take? A while? Were you like a one show wonder, or it took you a couple of years?
I think I sort of was more of the one show wonder because even though my first show was in 07, like I said, I trained for 6 months. I won the overall there and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is where I should be in my life, And so after that, I kind of stopped for a while and then picked it back up in 2009 when I did the bikini because I switched from figure to bikini. And then 2009, I did bikini and then I took like some time off to grow. And then 2010, like around like January, I did a show in California. I think it was called the Excalibur.
Yes.
That was my second figure show and I won the show, won the overall. Okay. And then 6 months later, I turned pro at the Junior Nationals in 2011.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it was pretty quick.
Yeah, that was quick. So, and then you competed numerous times in the Olympia, right? And the Arnold. How many victories do we have? 14, 12?
So I'm actually really happy about this, but I have the most wins so far in the figure division, which is 13 wins. I've been to the Arnold, I don't know, 6 times and 7 times for Olympia. But right now there's 3-way tie for the most wins in a single year, which I'm all about goals. And I'm always like, okay, what's the record? What's this? Like that keeps me going year after year because I've competed for 12 years. So the record I think right now is 5 wins in a single year, which Nicole and Aaron Stern both also have that.
Oh my goodness. That's good. So you've had a productive career then.
Oh yeah, very, very successful. Yes.
Yes. So do you have any kids?
No kids. Nope. No kids.
But
We're working on that.
You are married. Oh, awesome. But you are married.
Yes, I've been married for 6 years. 6 years this July. Okay. For the July weekend, we got married.
Okay. And he's not in the industry, right?
He's not. We actually met at the Arnold Classic. And I think, 2008, I just went as a newbie in the sport and was like fascinated with it. And we met at one of the after parties and we're just friends for a long time. And then, so he's kind of familiar with it. He actually was really good friends with Phil Heath and they played basketball together at Denver University. So that's how we kind of made that connection. I think it was Phil's first Arnold and, obviously them being really good friends, they kind of went to support him and that's how I met him.
Awesome. That's awesome. And I know that, he knew Phil Heath, so I guess he's kind of been around. So it wasn't like he was starstruck or anything like that.
Correct. Yeah, he's been around. I think they were roommates together because they played basketball together. So he was really familiar with the industry and he obviously seen Phil like do his first show and kind of get into bodybuilding. So he already had like a kind of a base of what it exactly was. He loved working out. He's an athlete himself, full scholarship and all that good stuff. So he comes from an athletic background, but not bodybuilding.
Now, they're saying that they're comparing Texas to Florida. Like Texas is a very competitive state. We have like the most NPC card holders and the most competitors, and that's really a compliment because Florida is huge. So we're kind of putting Texas on the map. Now, Houston is known to have a lot of fitness competitors, and it's so weird because there's not that many shows in Houston, but there are so many competitors in Houston. So, do you do posing there? Do you do training? What are you doing
Yeah,
right
so
now?
I've lived in Houston 3 years now. So I grew up in Arizona and then obviously Colorado. That's where I kind of train at for a lot of my Olympia shows. And then I moved to Houston because I was like, I want to be in Texas. I'm sick of the snow.
Right.
So yes, I do. I finally have started training people inside of the gym right after I kind of stopped competing in bodybuilding. So I really love that. And I also train fitness athletes as well online. I have about 10 to 15 at any time of figure competitors that I train. So I also do posing online and that sort of thing. So I'm still very active in bodybuilding. I mean, I don't see myself doing anything now after all these years, and I just love it.
So, you judge shows as well, right?
Yeah, I'm actually, well, I don't judge shows. I actually do want to get into judging. I am a promoter. So
Okay.
I have the Candis Carter Classic, which is enjoined with the Upper Midwest and North Dakota.
Oh,
So that is
okay.
my pro show that I have figure and classic physique on there. And then, sorry, on there. So yeah, I just love bodybuilding.
That's awesome. So it's probably going to be part of your life for the rest of your life. It's like it's embedded in us. I retired, but I still love staying active, and of course you're the same way. It's because it's something that, of course, you've been doing it since 11, though. So something that the working out. It's apparent that you love the working out, the track. You've kept your body in immaculate shape, and now you're giving back to the community. So I think that is amazing. So you don't miss Arizona. Was it Arizona?
No,
You don't the mountains, and but it's hot. It's super super hot there, isn't it?
it is so hot. It's a more of a dry heat versus Houston, more humidity. And I don't even go back in the summer to visit my family at all. I'm like, it's too hot for me.
Are
So
you
I don't miss
serious?
it at all. I miss Colorado, the weather in the wintertime. Not so much in the wintertime, but in the summer where the mountains, you get to go hiking and stay active.
Okay, okay. So you mentioned that you and hub you're thinking about uh, bringing a baby, maybe one day in the future.
Yes. Yes, I've always wanted to grow my family. Like I said, I come from 10 siblings, so I love like that family kind of bond. I have great sisters, really, really close. They're my best friends, and he also has like 5 brothers. So we come from a big family together. So we definitely want to grow our family as well. Yeah. So we're working on it. I have this uh hormonal disease that's called PCOS, which PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome. So
Okay.
it affects 70% of women. And so I kind of have to deal with that. It comes with some infertility issues as well.
Okay.
So we're kind of working our way through that right now.
Okay. Well, we'll keep you in our prayers for that. So we're in this new normal now, and I know a lot of the competitors feel like they're in limbo because they don't know what to expect. We're gonna have a show. No, we're not gonna have a show. Is gonna show go on this year or next year? So if you had anything to tell someone that's kind of stuck, like they're stuck in a rut, I try to tell them that competing isn't everything, but having a healthy lifestyle is important. And some of it, they get so caught up in just competing because I always say the fitness industry is such a vain industry. We rely on the way we look. We really don't too much care about our insides, but we care about how we look and how we look on social media and how many likes we get. And if you don't get your pro card in a year, I'm going to give up. It took me a while to get my pro card, but I think it took you like, oh well, one chance, one try, that was it. So there's some of them that now I'm hearing them, they're getting frustrated. they're losing motivation. So what would you say to competitors in this day and time where everything is so uncertain?
Yes. Well, I do love that you said that competing isn't everything, because I feel like a lot of competitors will like put everything into it, and if they don't do well, or they just put it first. I think it's an extension of who you are, and it's good that take it serious. But I've seen a lot of people just kind of take over their life. So I
Yeah.
feel like if you make competing a part of your life, but make bodybuilding as well, you just make the fitness industry part of your lifestyle. It
Yes.
definitely is better, especially around the times that we are now. The uncertainty of if there's going to be a show, or if you kind of had to stop prep because your show got canceled. What I would tell those athletes is just make it a lifestyle. So you should be maybe 10 to 15 pounds close to stage weight. You should already be working out. So try not to stress about, is my show getting canceled or what's going on. Just kind of stay in your zone, continue to get better. Because if you work out and do your cardio, eat right, you're going to get better. So whenever the show comes and you're ready, you're going to be ready. So I always tell them, like, stay ready. So you don't have to get ready. Just make it a lifestyle. Have some cheat meals if you need to,
Yeah.
or whatever it is. But try not to be so depressed because there's so much stuff that's uncertain right now. Because I do have clients that we have to stop prep and they're just like going crazy. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
slow down. It's okay. Everyone is dealing with this around the entire world. So it's not just you. So just try to relax and not let that one thing stress you out.
And that's what I try to tell them, that everyone is going to start on an even playing ground. There's nobody that has a upper hand because the whole world
Yeah.
has stopped. It's not like, oh my gosh, she's gonna look better because no, everybody, no gyms. If you have a gym inside your home, that's different, but no gym. So how are you handling this? Is this a culture shock for you? See, I'm a jet setter. I'm always on the go. So I'm really enjoying being at home because I never ever have time to be home because I saw you in Houston, because now I know you do some stuff. So I'm always going. So me being stuck at home, girl, I have so much things I have to do that I think even after May 30th, I still won't get them done. You know?
Yeah, I at first, well, because I just go to the gym, and we don't have much family here, so we are kind of used to like just being home. My husband works from home as well, so we're used to being home. But the fact that we can't go anywhere is what just like
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't go anywhere if I wanted to. So that's kind of bugging me out a little bit. We don't have like a lot of equipment at home, and when I try to order some like dumbbells or something, it was all like everything was sold out. So I do have a cycle bike, so I kind of do some cycling. I'll do some yoga just to stay active, and like going to the track outside or running through the park. So I just try
Yes.
to stay active. But now being a month in, I'm kind of getting used to just like slowing down, like making myself just slow down and just relax and
Yes.
binge watch some Netflix shows or something like that. So the last week I've kind of start to relax into it.
I've had to force myself to have a daily regimen because in the beginning, I would watch TV and it'd be 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I'd go to bed, and then I'd get up, and then I'll watch TV again. But I know now to limit myself to certain types of news because see, an escapist, so I'm always believing that the glass is always half full, and I don't like it. Gets in my head when you have the conspiracy theorist, and they're out to get you. That I don't sit well with that. So I had to limit myself. Like, okay, I don't want to see so much of this. I just want to see what's important for me, and then I had to shut it down. Because if not, it messes with my head because we're idle anyway. So all we have to do is just like, oh my gosh, and that's not healthy for anyone. So I have to learn how I have to wake up at a certain time, and I do my motivation and my workout in the morning. I'm trying to do yoga, Candice. I don't. I need to find a beginner yoga teacher that's really beginner because how do they even do the downward dog and cross the legs? So, I had plenty of time to learn how to do the downward dog. So my days are going to be filled. But I think that if you have a daily regimen, it'll kind of keep you kind of regimented and structured. Otherwise, you'll just be Netflixing series, not even episodes. I was Netflixing, binging series after series. So now I have to learn how to just put myself in timeout. So you're right about that. I have to start going outside because you do feel better when you get some sun in you. And they say that darker complexion people, we need D3. So I
Yes.
want to make sure everybody's taking their D3. And like they said, working out outside is free. Outside is free, and you need to gotta get some sun anyway, because sometimes being cooped up in that house kind of drives you crazy. Now you have stairs. Is that a
Yes.
two-story house? So you get a chance to go up and down the stairs as part of your cardio as well.
Yes, I actually will do that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do 5 rounds of this, go up and down and then do some push-ups just to stay active. Cause there was when this first pandemic happened, I didn't go outside for 3 days. And like you said, just watching the news. And I'm the same way. I manifest things. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, what's happening? So I had to limit myself like you did as well. And start a schedule for myself as far as when I'm going to do my cardio, what I'm going to watch TV. Am I going to work for a couple of hours and stay away from the refrigerator? Because I was binge eating as well, most people have when it first started. So I feel much better on a schedule and just trying to stay active and get some D3, being outside, playing with my dog. Just try to make best of what we can.
Exactly. And you know what? It's you say binge eating because when I lost weight, I think I struggled to maintain muscle because when I started bodybuilding, but I was kind of too skinny. So if I'm not working out, my muscle goes away. So I'm the opposite. I'm trying to get some ice cream and some peanut butter and some protein shakes because I need to get my weight up, and then my butt's dropping. So it's YouTube is my best friend right about now. I'm like glute work, booty work, glute work, quads. So I'm always looking to find anything just to better myself. I told somebody, I said, what are we gonna do now when we need to get our nails done? Once I get these nails off, I'm gonna YouTube and get these nails off. I don't even see myself ever going back to getting nails, because in our head, we're gonna be thinking, what if this happens again? It's almost foreseeing a PTSD thing because, you wanna get into a habit and not even something that's required, but just like a luxury. And then next thing you know you end up needing it. Like my nails right now are terrible. I hope Jameson just keeps my nails far away from the camera. But it lets you learn what's really important in life and what's essential and what's not essential. Things that we think were essential are really not essential.
I think it, like you said, put things in perspective. Do we need all these things?
Right.
As long as you have food and your health is what's most important.
And it's very refreshing because, I'm not doing makeup anymore. So my skin feels healthier, and it's like, wait a minute, because, usually when I go out or we're going to a show, we're always putting makeup on the foundation, but it's like we're more with nature now, just kind of being natural. So I'm contemplating okay, I'm thinking about wanting to wear my natural hair, but I'm so used to going to get it done. I don't even know how to do my own hair. So stuff like that, you want to get, you want to get used to. It's like, I wonder what would it take for me to wear because everybody's doing that now. Even before this happened, you see a lot of people wearing their natural hair and wearing it in its natural state. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful, just being natural about it. But then you have to figure out how am I going to keep this hairstyle like this, So that's stuff that I think about is whenever this is over with, what am I going to keep? What am I not going to keep? What's going to be essential for me? what's going to be a necessity, be more simplistic in life, because now you realize how much we took for granted. Like I miss human contact. I'm single, so I live by myself. So I miss that human contact. You have your husband, so now you have somebody to play with, to argue with, to fuss at, to make up stuff just to have an argument, just because you're bored. Just because you're bored.
I know, we do that too. Like just because we're bored, and yeah. So I think a lot of people, especially people that are single, like there's no contact, maybe FaceTime and
yes,
looking on the internet, but just that contact, even just because I do have my husband here, but I still miss like seeing people and like doing stuff.
yes.
So it is, I think a lot of people will suffer from some kind of trauma.
Yeah, depression. Yes.
Yeah.
I went through that a little bit, just because, you miss this right here. My mom and dad are up in age, so of course, I keep them away from me, and I'm a lupus survivor, so I kind of have to stay away from people. So you just miss, a dog or something looking outside and just like, oh, look at the humans,
Yeah.
But you parents who have a lot of kids, they're probably wishing they're in my boat, because now, usually, they're away from work. Now both people are at home and the kids are at home, and now they're homeschooling. So it's like, okay, what do you think? It's like, I think I might be good with how I am now, because if I had kids, Candice, I don't know if I even know how to home. My kid would probably flunk, because I know nothing about homeschooling whatsoever. So, but I know you look forward to just having. So, have you thought about how many kids you want? You want a boy and a girl? You want 3 kids?
Yeah,
just one?
we have like my husband's like 1, and I'm like no, like at least 2, at least 2. So, but yeah, like you said, I would not know what to do with like kid stuff, because I haven't been around the kids in a long time, because it's just been really me and my husband, even in Colorado. And when I do see my niece and nephew, they're like on the tablet and they're so smart. They're only 3. I'm like, what is going on? So I think it's going to be kind of a challenge for us not being around kids, and just, I don't know what we're going to do. Have a mom move here or something.
Have you thought about putting on a show in Houston?
I haven't, because I feel like there's so many shows here. So I don't know. I mean, I definitely will. I think I really love the fact that when I was competing, I think Shannon Day, she had an all women show.
Yes.
So I would want to do something like that as well, like maybe all women or something, like treat us, all fabulous. And I'm always about the girl power kind of stuff.
Yes. I judged an all women show in Tennessee. Whitney Weiser, and it's a different feel. It's like women empowerment. And so she had all the women categories. Majority of the judges were women. The expediters were women. So it was a very unique experience. I think that would be a great idea. And honestly, we don't have that many shows in Houston. We got the branch.
Really? Okay, just Texas as a whole.
Oh, Texas as a whole. But it's so crazy too, because of this thing that 5 or 6 shows had to get pushed all the way back. And now, there's only a branch show, and then I guess the Phil Heath is now back in Houston. But that's just, I think, just 2 shows in Houston. So, because I bet it's a challenge you flying. Where's it, North Dakota?
Yeah, North Dakota, yep.
So you have a co-promoter that lives there that kind of helps?
Yes, we have Tom and Kathy Kemper. They've had the show for, I think this year will be 26 years. Okay. So they've been interested in having a pro division. And when I kind of did some networking with them like 6 years ago, and then they were like, we want to have this. And I was like, okay, I'll join you guys. I think figure, and then maybe some classic physique. So it's kind of hard to kind of be in Houston and still kind of be involved, but they do such a good job. The show is, I just kind of show up and help promote it, but they've been having success with it in North Dakota for many years. And because it's in North Dakota, people most always ask like, why? I'm like, why not? It's a kind of an area that's kind of untapped as far as
Yes.
fitness. So what you'll see is we sell out because people will bring their entire family, their grandma, their uncles and aunts. So it's really a good community type vibe that we have there, and it's it's on the news when it comes around, so it's more of a community event. And I love that it's promoting bodybuilding to people maybe that have never even seen bodybuilding. So it's a great show. I like it. I hope to maybe have a second one in Houston. It'll be great.
And you know what? You have an advantage because the Kempers have been around forever. So there's a trust there. You know, it's not like you met someone and they've been in the industry for a couple of years and you're just kind of hoping that there really is a hotel, there's a venue, so they've been around. So that's good that you have that kind of rapport with them because yes, they've been around for a while. So you've got lucky there for sure.
Yeah,
So
and that's what I looked out for. Of course, you have all these dreams when you're first starting competing. Like, okay, I want to go to Olympia. I want to do
yes,
the Arnold.
yes.
Maybe have my own show. This kind of thing, because it's the whole bodybuilding industry is inspiring. So I always said like, maybe I'll have my show one day, and but wanting to make sure it was done correctly and that it was successful. So having them was just like icing on the cake as far as being able to have a successful show and not have a show and then the next year you're not able to have it because things went horribly wrong or the competitors not having a great experience. So we did get pretty lucky.
Right, right. So the last show you did was that the Olympia?
Yeah, 2018.
Yes, yes. And how did you place then?
I got second.
Yeah. Something about when you walk on stage, when I'm posing someone and I tell them to, the minute you see the judges, they see you. And when you walk out on stage, you demand their attention. When I show videos of you when you're walking out, you have it's more like I don't want to say a stroll, but you take your time and you lock eyes with them from the very beginning, and the smile does not go away. Does your lip not even tremble? When I smile so much, my lip just trembles, but your smile is contagious and it's constant. And the way you walk on stage, you do your posing, it's the same tempo as you walk off. Like when I'm critiquing some girls, they'll walk on real good, but then when they walk off, you kind of tell they're trying to get off that stage or they're trying to go to their point. But when I always use you as an example, I said the way she takes her time, it's the same tempo, taking her time, doing her routine, same tempo when she's walking off. So who do you pose with? Who is your posing coach?
So my posing coach, I hired Kenny.
He's amazing.
Probably maybe 2 years ago, but how I started to love or kind of got my groove of posing, I would watch different competitors and critique them. Even when I first started, I would, watch the girls at the Olympia and I'm like, well, she maybe did it too fast. So, I kind of really studied how they were. I studied like runway models, how they walk and the pose, the poise. So I always would videotape myself and just be like, okay, I did that too fast or this. And when I'm out on stage, the one thing I think about is like, okay, this is my time. Like, don't be scared. Right. Just like take your time and really showcase your hard work. And so that I just love being out on stage. Like I was very shy growing up. So I think bodybuilding actually, I always say changed my life because I'm totally different. I'm no longer shy or timid or self-conscious about my body because of bodybuilding, because it really allows you to really appreciate it and just know like, this is, you have one body, like be proud of it or, work on things you can or whatever it is. So I just love being out on stage.
So do you feel the need to get a new posing suit every time you do a show? And is it different when you're an amateur? Like some people say amateur, you're still kind of getting your feet wet, you're feeling your way, but somehow when you become a pro, it's like you want to make that impression every single time you step on that stage. Is that your thought on that?
No, not at all. When I was amateur, I had two suits. One was like probably it was like very, very like almost so cheap, like it was so bad. But I kind of saved some money to get an appropriate suit that I could wear through my entire amateur career. So I like saved my money to get that one suit with enough stoning to be kind of what figure is kind of looking for. So I had one suit and I wore that suit out. Even when I was pro, I wore the same one. And then because I didn't have a lot of money when I first started competing, I was literally broke. And that's a whole nother story how I even was able to bodybuild with what I had. So I always believe in just do the best is what with what you have, even if you have to borrow someone's suit or rent a suit. Try to do as best as you can, but it's not important as much as how you like what suit you have on stage. Try to really emphasize like your body because that's going to take you far. Even I know the judges judge on everything, the suit, hair, jewelry, but if you bring your best body, even if you can't afford that glamorous suit, like let your body speak for itself. And then once you have that a lot of shows under your belt, you win, maybe you'll get a shoot sponsor. So that was I was able to get was a suit sponsor in order to be able to change suits as I competed.
I'm glad you touched on that because this it's a very expensive hobby. So, and for someone like you and I that we love it so much, we sacrifice so much. I was the same way. I had one suit in my whole, I wore a red suit. And then I changed suits when I got a pro, just because I got a sponsor when I turned pro. But you're right. But back in the day, the suits weren't as expensive as they are now, Candice. I mean,
oh my God.
I thought 150 was high.
I know, like these suits, like, and I think I came in around where the suits were starting to get expensive. Because I think my first suit was like $200, and then once I turned pro, they were like $700, and then as the years passed, they're like $2,500 for these suits. Like the suits that I wear at the Olympia is like almost $3,000. So I was like, I need to get some sponsors. I need to be really good because I cannot afford this.
Yes. So what would you say to someone? You know, I get people all the time saying, I want to get a sponsor. I want to get a sponsor. So the way I think is, don't think of it as you want to get a sponsor. If there's a company that you like, probably invest in them first and maybe make an investment and buy something from them. And then if you like it, you know, tag them so they'll see that you don't want just a handout. You actually believe in the product. You know, I firmly believe in that. I'm sponsored by Better Bodies, but before that, I love their tights. So I bought their tights and then I bought their top and like, oh my gosh, Better Bodies and then Better Bodies. And then I would tag and I would share their stuff. So I think it's a two-way street. I think you sponsor them, they sponsor you. So
yes, it's like you said, like even sponsors don't like if you write. I have some clients who'll be like, oh, I'm gonna write this sponsors because I, want them to sponsor me. I'm like, well, what are you doing for them? So it's kind of like you said, like I bought my first suit. I saved like, I don't know, like almost for 6 months for a suit by Tammy Marie. And I was wearing it and then I started to win. And then she was like, do you want a sponsorship? And I, like you said, it was just amazing to get that, but I did invest in her company and I love the product she was offering. And it just kind of worked out perfectly that she was able to sponsor me.
You've had such a lucrative career. That is amazing. And you seem like you're still in a good place because you're well-rounded, and just like we talked about, competing is not everything. It's a mindset. It's a healthy lifestyle, get the body in shape inside and out. And I think that's why you look the way you look and you look happy, you look content. And I wish you the best on your family. I cannot wait to find out when you, maybe you can have twins. You can knock that out, boy and girl, and you'll be good.
I know. One and done. One pregnancy, I'm done.
So I'm gonna post all your contact information. I know I have your Instagram. I can't. Is it I Candy? Where is it? I have my glasses on. I know I have it. It's I Candy Beauty.
Yeah, I Candy Fit Beauty.
I Candy Fit Beauty. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the links below so that everybody can follow you. Do you have a website as well?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Nope. I just
Okay.
have, yeah, mainly Instagram.
And you do answer your direct messages on Instagram?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yes,
Awesome.
all
Okay.
the time.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being my guest here. It was a pleasure. Jameson just told me it's 40 minutes because I knew we were going to talk. I'm like, okay, let me find a good place to stop. But because we talk so much and, we jive so much. So I'm so glad that you agreed to be the guest on the Flexxy Brown Show. And I look forward to seeing you again when you have a baby in the oven.
Thank you so much for
you're
this
welcome.
interview. And yeah, congratulations on your show. I'll be
Thank you so
watching
much.
to see what amazing people you'll bring on.
I appreciate it. And we have here Candis Lewis-Carter with us, and she has graced the Flexxy Brown Show. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.